A major twist could be coming for Roman Reigns' storyline, so we'll see what's happening there, and how this twist could severely affect both CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Starting things off with the latest for this big triple threat match. These three big superstars met in the ring on Smackdown to officially reveal their triple threat match with each other at WrestleMania 41. But the biggest and most intriguing part of this segment had to be some lines from CM Punk. Punk once again brought up his favor and said that he still has it, but that it's not time to use it right now. But Punk still thanked Paul Heyman for serving up Roman Reigns on a silver platter to him. This line by Punk made Roman look back at Paul Heyman with a side-eyed look. It's quite obvious what CM Punk is doing here. He's trying to stir the pot between Roman and Heyman by getting inside of Roman's head and making Roman doubt Heyman's loyalty to him. That's a great standpoint for CM Punk to take, because we know that Roman and Heyman have had a lot of success over the last few years, but at the same time, they did have some bad moments with each other, like when it turned out that Paul Heyman was quietly getting some things done and working with Brock Lesnar behind Roman's back. So for CM Punk to even imply that Paul Heyman and himself are in cahoots, it's something that Roman can't help but think about, because Heyman has done that to him in years past. So in this specific case of doubt and vulnerability in Roman's head, that CM Punk is poking a stick at, and it's smart to do, because if Roman Reigns has a weakness, that's definitely it right there. CM Punk continued to apply this narrative that he was working with Paul Heyman through his Instagram story. CM Punk posted a photo onto his Instagram story of Paul Heyman and himself giving each other a high five from back in the mid-2010s era of WWE. No caption to the story, but the picture did all the speaking. Punk was implying that Heyman and himself cooked up a successful plan and trap that went well with that segment on the March 21st edition of Smackdown. But here's the big question that the entire community is now discussing. Is CM Punk really secretly working with Paul Heyman after all? Well, here on WrestlingWorldCC, we're going to go ahead and say no, that CM Punk and Paul Heyman are not working together. CM Punk is only using this narrative as a mental mind game on Roman Reigns. Nothing's actually going on between Punk and Heyman. Punk is only saying that to throw Roman Reigns off his game and try to make him lose focus there of WrestleMania. Another thing that's a big giveaway that Punk and Heyman are not working together is considering how loud and in-your-face CM Punk is about the narrative. If you're quietly working with someone, the first thing you're probably going to do is not put yourself on blast and announce your secret partnership to the whole entire world. That's pretty much basic stuff right there. If you got a big sneaky plan going on, you're not going to give your opponent the heads up about your secret plan. It would be extremely dumb to do that. You're going to stay quiet and strike at the perfect time to reveal that partnership in a big surprising moment. So the fact that CM Punk is going around boasting about being in cahoots with Paul Heyman, that makes us completely feel like he's bluffing to see if Roman takes the bait. So taking everything we just said about secret partnerships into consideration, who fits the narrative to actually be secretly working with Paul Heyman? Well, how about Seth Rollins as that new secret client? It's unexpected, it'll be a twist, it will be a big moment of betrayal for not only Roman Reigns, but for CM Punk as well. For Paul Heyman to walk away from Roman Reigns and ally himself with Seth Rollins, of all people, that's the biggest low blow that Paul Heyman can deliver to Roman Reigns. It's also the biggest low blow that Heyman can deliver to CM Punk as well, considering that Rollins is also Punk's #1 rival. So it would be just this massive bombshell for Heyman to drop on CM Punk and Roman Reigns at the same time. That will hurt both of them in the same massive way all simultaneously. Let's talk motivations. Why would Paul Heyman do this to Roman Reigns? The answer's simple. Go back and rewatch everything that Paul Heyman had to encounter and go through from April 2024, basically throughout the rest of the year. Roman Reigns may be a babyface, but he abandoned not only the family, but Paul Heyman as well for a majority of 2024, and that wasn't really cool for him to do. Roman Reigns cut off all communication with Paul Heyman immediately following WrestleMania 40, and didn't see Paul Heyman again after until all the way at the end of the year, when Heyman returned with CM Punk for War Games. Roman didn't even bother to pick up the phone to check on Paul Heyman until fall 2024. And what happened when Roman tried calling Heyman that time? Well, the phone was disconnected. which did seem to imply that Heyman was potentially a bit upset with Roman, but Heyman still returned with Punk to save Roman. Everything was well and no conflict was ever hinted at again between Roman and Heyman after that disconnected phone situation. But everyone thought that Paul Heyman probably never forgot about how Roman abandoned him and all the torture and horror he had to go through with Solo Sikoa, and it was all Roman's fault, how Roman never made that up to Paul Heyman. That's what made fans feel like Paul Heyman just had to be quietly plotting something together in the background over the last few months, and he could be getting ready to drop on Roman's head. And for Seth Rollins, a heel turn by aligning with Paul Heyman does make sense, because there's just been so many instances in recent months where Seth did do some pretty grimy things, such as the Royal Rumble attack on Roman and the Chamber attack on Punk, both things that went down. We said right away that it definitely appeared to be some heel tendencies coming to the light there for Seth Rollins. So plotting something together with Paul Heyman this whole entire time, it will take Seth's character to the next level and obviously make him seem like a mastermind for being a few steps ahead of both Roman and Punk. Roman thinks he has Heyman's loyalty. Punk is lying about having Heyman's loyalty, but it's actually the quiet one, Seth Rollins, who legitimately holds Paul Heyman's true loyalty. It would just be a complete mind-scrambling twist. So where could this big reveal and moment of betrayal from Paul Heyman take place at? Well, obviously it doesn't get much bigger than the WrestleMania stage. CM Punk and Roman Reigns probably spend the rest of the build-up and the match itself so focused on fighting for Paul Heyman's loyalty, and it'll be Seth Rollins who will sneak away with the pinfall win at WrestleMania 41 and also walk back up the ramp with Paul Heyman following behind him. And for a moment so epic, a big moment of betrayal and breakup of Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, maybe that's what pushes the triple threat into the main event spot for Night 1 of WrestleMania. So the closing final image of WrestleMania 41 Night 1 could be confused and betrayed versions of Roman Reigns and CM Punk, looking on as Heyman walks away with Seth Rollins. Definitely is quite the insane fan theory. So they could go down the route that Punk is hinting at, but when something looks so obvious, you gotta often look the other way to find the twist. Paul Heyman betraying Roman Reigns for CM Punk is too obvious and pretty much expected. So switching it around to be a betrayal to align with Seth Rollins, that will be absolutely nuts and shatter everyone's minds again. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.